Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
What else is there to say? What else? Nothing else. There's nothing else. Every game is the same. Every day is the same. And this was an inevitable result if you've been following this team at all over the last several weeks. Welcome into Game Over Toronto, everyone, following a 4-0 loss to the Washington Capitals in Washington. That's it. That honestly could be the whole show. The Leafs just did not try, did not care, do not do. The whole organization is just so nothing. They're nothing right now. It's horrible to watch. It's a horrible product. We've talked about this before, that with this style of play, when they lose ugly. And when they stop trying, they lose even uglier. And we are getting very close to going nuclear as we approach the Christmas break here. So welcome in, everyone. My name is Zach Payne. This is going to be a short and somber show today, but I would like to say welcome into everyone who wants to cope with how bad this team is right now. If you have anything negative to say about this team, this is the time to let it out. Air your grievances. That's what this is for. We're going to just cope together. So welcome in, everyone. I see Matthew and Chris, some regulars, as well as a new one, Angel, saying today is my birthday, or Angel A. Gordon, or Angel. I can't fucking read. Angela Gordon. My bad. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. That's the point. That's the crux of it. I can read that part fine. Matthew saying they look lifeless. No going to the net. No picking corners. No heavy hitting. Yep. Matthews is so lazy. Same with Nylander. To me, it seems like they're trying to get the coach fired. I think Matthews and Nylander should sit next game. At the very least, they should be benched for a little bit. If they want to check out like this, then what? Yeah. I mean, And I have a segment on Matthews, but Matthews is clearly checked out right now. Like, Matthews is clearly done with this system. And he's not the first, because Nylander has always been done with this system. But the difference is Nylander, when he abandons the system, he usually does it to cheat for offense. Matthews doesn't abandon the system to cheat for offense. He just checks out. And when Matthews checks out, the whole team checks out. And when the whole team checks out, you get games like this. I think we need to do something crazy. Cowan first line with Matthews and Michelli. That would require Berube playing Michelli, which seems like a long shot at this point. Second line, Nyes, Lawton, Tavares. Third line, Joshua Waugh, Nylander. Fourth line, Lawrence at center with McMahon and Robertson. Why stop there? Why not trade someone? Why not do anything? Why not just... I don't know, man. We could go down a whole rabbit hole. Hildeby looked like a rookie goalie. I mean, the Leafs hung him out to dry. How many grade A's did the Capitals have in this one? They were just lighting it up offensively, and Hildeby did fine on the chances that he faced. I mean, you probably want the second Chychrun goal back. The Carlson goal was just a bomb. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, Hildeby was fine. He wasn't the reason they lost, so I'm willing to forgive him. So, for those of you who are new here and don't know how I run these shows, usually this first period is just a game recap, and I'll still do that because I have some frustrations to get out. Second period is the big story out of this game. Third period is a smaller story. Fourth period is a Q&A. Again, it's probably going to be a shorter show because the Leafs... There's no new material at this point. We know the script by now. They play flat, uninspired, and just sloppy hockey. The difference is on Tuesday, they, in the last 8 or 9 minutes, actually played okay and came back and won that game. But if you just took the first 50 minutes of that game against Chicago, that was the whole game tonight. They looked horrible, zero offensive juice, zero anything. So usually I have my notes on my phone, but my phone is charging. So I am going to pull up my notes from the game on my computer here, and we will get into this. So to start this game, obviously, as we said, Hildeby is starting. Cowan was with Tavares, Cowan was up with Tavares, McMahon down with Joshua and Waugh, Domi down on line 4. 45 seconds into the game, the Leafs draw a penalty in the defensive zone off a faceoff where Protas just hits Riley in the face for some reason. Don't know what he was thinking there. On the second unit when they got out there, Domi had a pass through the seam that hit Cowan for a one-timer. Cowan I actually didn't see a replay of this. I think he just missed a fairly open net. No other chance on the power play. After that power play, Waugh has some good hustle to outmuscle Chychrun for a 2-on-1. Just misses Lawton on the back door. Horrible defensive zone turnover. Milano comes flying off the bench, just dangles through everyone and gets a grade A shot, or grade A attempt. He hits the post and draws a call in the meantime. On that power play, Ovechkin from his spot twice. He hits the first one stopped by Hildeby, great save there, and the second one hits the post and causes a scramble in front, but the Leafs are able to survive it. Leafs take another penalty as the Lawton one expires. This one was just a bad call. It was McMahon on a dump in. It's a follow through, and he just completely he just hits the guy in the face, but it's a follow through. It shouldn't have been a penalty. So that is that. Second Caps power play, only shot of consequence, is another one from Ovi from his spot that goes right into Hildeby's stomach. Just before the midway mark of the first, Nylander with great effort behind the net to win a battle and draw a call. That is the fourth penalty that was called in the first 10 minutes of this one. Second unit starts that power play for the Leafs, and they have some decent movement. They're at least trying some things. Top unit comes out and promptly does nothing. Cap cycling in the offensive zone, Sardif goes below the goal line, outweights Hildeby and slides it under him out front to Protas, who taps it in and also hit OEL's skate in there, which makes it 1-0 Capitals. Cowan steals a breakout attempt to set up Robertson and Tavares on a mini 2-on-1, but they completely just, I don't know if it was a miscommunication or what, but Robertson just flubs it to Tavares, and Tavares wasn't ready for it, so he's only able to get a weak attempt on net. Caps off the cycle again. McMichael is back at the point. He takes a shot, shoots it wide on purpose. It bounces off the end boards. And Jacob Chychrun, waiting down low, catches Hildeby off guard. Admittedly, Chychrun was going to miss the net, but he shoots it off of Hildeby's pad and in. That makes it 2-0 Capitals. Leafs draw their third power play of the first. Do nothing. The Leafs in the first period had 3 power play opportunities and still finished the period with just 4 shots on goal and 2 high danger chances in all situations. Early in the second, Nick Waugh gets a partial breakaway turned away by Thompson. Hildeby robs McMichael on a backdoor attempt, and then Tavares with a clean look in the offensive zone, glove save by Thompson. Lawton gets a chance off a turnover in front, gets a backhand chance that was turned away by Thompson. And then Ovi coming down the right side, he gets a rush chance that hits the post. Another post for Ovi. The Capitals hit the post like 4 or 5 times in this one. It could have been a lot uglier. And after that post by Ovi, Strome takes a slash on Stetcher, who was just trying to get the puck away from the front of the net. On the power play, Nick Waugh gets one decent chance off a point shot that OEL sent off the boards, and Waugh got the rebound, but it was turned away. The Leafs had just 2 shots on goal on their 4 power plays to this point. Milano gets a chance all alone in the slot that was turned away by Hildeby, and then OEL behind the Leafs net takes a penalty on Protas, holding on Protas takes him down, and then Protas and Wilson get into the faces of OEL and Benoit after. Second minute of that Caps power play, they started running rough shot on the Leafs, but Hildeby was staying tall despite all the scrambling he was doing in the crease. He managed to keep the puck out. Early on in the third period, Protas gets a point-blank chance that was turned away. Caps over 60 seconds of ozone time in the first 2 minutes of the third period, and it only ended off of a bad pass that forced them offsides. Bovilia gets a chance from the shot, and then this sequence was hilarious. So Chychrun flubs a pass, or he sends a pass to the other point, but there's no defender waiting for it because of a change. And so the Leafs start to change with the entire Caps team waiting at their blue line. Chychrun just casually skates into the zone. No one checks him at all, and he just confidently wires one bar down to make it 3-0 Capitals. Protas takes a penalty right after, 5th of the night for the Leafs. Second unit starts again. They only go up for like 20 seconds. Then the top unit comes out. Matthews and Nylander screw up a one-timer, and then on the entry, Nylander drops it back from the Caps blue line. Like, he gets to the Capitals blue line, then hits a drop pass, which forces the Leafs offside. Berube puts the second unit back out in frustration, and nothing happens, obviously. Sordif in transition then drives the net easily around OEL, but he's unable to get a good shot. Puck comes around, and on the right wall, John Carlson just uncorks a bomb. 95 miles an hour, not bar down, but top shelf, just perfectly placed shot by Carlson, makes it 4-0. And at that point, I stopped taking notes because the game was over. So that's that's all that really matters. So yeah, man, I got nothing. This team just absolutely stinks, and I've got no words. So that's the game. 4-0 Capitals. Leafs look completely lifeless. I'm going to turn this over to our second segment. As always, just a reminder to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and so you don't miss any future streams. So we're back here again. Do the Leafs need to consider a coaching change? The answer is yes. The question is, will they do it? The other question is, okay, if you don't fire Berube, do you fire Mark Savard? Like, do you fire the power play coach mid-season at this point? Because it's been horrible, man. It's been completely, completely horrible from the Leafs. Sorry, I've got the football game on over my shoulder. So the Leafs just have no life out there. And Berube is screaming at the top of his lungs every game. Nothing, to no avail. The Leafs have no interest in playing for him. And his scheme sucks anyways. So it's not like even if they were playing, it would work. It's bad. It's really bad. Myrtle saying the Leafs were down at 36% possession this game and second last in the NHL this season, combined with what the power play is doing right now. And you absolutely have to look at the coaching and the systems. Yeah, man. Anthony Petrielli, as always, is just on a roll on Twitter this week. Curious if anyone will ask Berube a real question tonight. 0 for 5 power play on the night, terrible all year. How do you only have 22 shots on goal in a game you were losing for 45 minutes? Season trend of not sustaining offense. Loaded up line one and they didn't exist. Team played like they quit. And I like this comment. That's like mocking Berube, where it's like, just a bad game. We'll bounce back and work hard at in the next one. This, but said 5 different ways. Yeah, man. It's just dumb. It's dumb. I have no words. Honestly, and that's kind of the problem right now. As I'm sitting here, what else is there to say? We've said it all before. Berube is not right for this roster. He might do well somewhere else with a grittier team, but this team is built on skill. He's taken away the speed already. It's built on skill, and he wants them to never have the puck. So I've got nothing, man. I've honestly just got nothing. Berube needs to go, and I just want to know what he has to say at this point. Like, this show there's not much substance that we need to go over. The Leafs lost. They look horrible. Berube should probably be fired. Never put Matthews and Nylander together again. We'll see. So many missed nets by Cowan and Robertson. They need to connect or it's going to get rough for them. Well, I mean, Robertson at least tried tonight. Robertson's the only one who tried. I get excited when Lawton is out there. I wonder how long Matthews will take to change when he is out there. Yeah. I still believe they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they'll go far like this. Of course not. They need to fire Berube in order to make the playoffs, though, because they need a coach that actually will play to their strengths. Yeah. Like, honestly, at this point, I think this show, I've got nothing, man. I've got nothing. Good for the Capitals. The one thing I will say is the last time the Leafs played the Capitals, remember Washington came back late in that game, and then I think it was John Carlson or Spencer, someone after the game was like, yeah, that we felt like that was our best game of the year, and we finally broke through at the end. I can't imagine the sentiment will be any different tonight. It's yeah. It's shocking how many teams play their best game against the Leafs. And, there used to be an argument for, teams always get up to play the Leafs because they want to beat Toronto. But now it's just the Leafs are so bad that everyone just naturally doesn't even have to try and they play their best game against the Leafs. It's horrible. I'm not seeing any post-game quotes yet, which is a shame because that's really all I want at this point. That's all I'm waiting for is to see what the post-game quotes are. Yeah, I've got nothing, man. I've got absolutely nothing. So I'm going to turn us over to our third segment now. As always, reminder, hit like, hit subscribe, all that. In order to have at least a little bit of positivity on this show, I will mention the penalty kill remains pretty unreal. Since Scott Laughton returned to the lineup on November 20th, including tonight, the Leafs are now at a 93.3% penalty kill, which is the number one penalty kill in the league in that time. And Chris Tanev is also skating, so he's going to be back soon. That's only going to help the PK. The Leafs penalty kill is legitimately like top 3 in the league, which at least they have that. At least they have that. They can kill a penalty. They can't score. I mean, the Leafs penalty kill is at 93%, and the Leafs are barely breaking even special teams wise. But actually, I don't even know if they are the last few. I guess because they have like 3 power play goals in the last 15 games. So I guess they're probably close to 100% combined, which is where you want. Like, you want your penalty kill and power play combined to be 100. That would put you league average. So the Leafs are probably shockingly close to a 100% special teams. But that's it. That's the only positivity I have for you. And Hildeby and Wool looks like they're going to properly alternate them. So Wool's going to play Saturday versus Nashville. Hildeby will play Sunday versus Dallas. Wool will play again on Tuesday versus Pittsburgh. A good PK makes them think they're safe to take penalties and waste time. Well, I mean, other teams are taking penalties to just waste 2 minutes against the Leafs right now. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really just want to see what Berube has to say. Berube on what made the Capitals a big challenge for them tonight ourselves. Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I wonder if these quotes are going to be any more serious than they were the other night. You remember how bad the quotes were the other night? Ugh. I just want to see some. I want to see, like, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. Like, it's not like Berube is going to come out and be like, yeah, I quit. I'm done. So I don't know what I expect. There really is nothing else to say about this team, man. This team just sucks. They're broken. They need change. Like, they're just a broken team right now. They have no energy. They have no anything. They just suck. They just suck. So I'm going to turn this over to our fourth and final segment. If you guys have questions, this would be the time to ask them. Again, I'm sorry that this show is a little bit has less substance to it, but I honestly just don't know what else to say about this team that I haven't already said. They're not a good team. They are checked out. They're not trying. So why would we try? Why would we try to analyze them? They aren't giving us anything to work with. At this point, it's literally just waiting for Berube to get fired. That's all we're waiting for. So, yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all, folks. That really is it. I'm waiting to see if there'll be another interesting quote from Berube, but would you waive Yarncroke? You can, sure, but what's that going to get you? I mean, you got to figure out what you're doing with Michelli and Yarncroke, both of them. If they're not going to play, get rid of both of them. What are we doing here? Why do we have over $5 million just sitting in the press box every night? That's inefficient. Bring up Quillen. Yeah, he played with energy. I would love to bring up Quillen. Quillen should be I would love to have Quillen be the 4C. I would love to have Quillen be the 4C and Lawton be a winger in the top 6. Put Lawton with Tavares and Nylander. Just try something. Try anything. Lawton was a legit 40-point guy with the Flyers, so yeah, he'll bring some energy to the top 6. He's defensively responsible. He'll go to the net. He'll forecheck hard. Is he the best player in the world? No, but he's exactly what Nylander and Tavares need, honestly. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Ken Walker with a big touchdown? Dog, no. That's bad. There was a trade for Boston for Michelle. Yeah, I know Boston was interested last year, but I don't know if they would still be interested and if the Leafs would even get anything for him. You got to explore it, though. You got to explore it. So, I just want to see. Okay. Oh boy. Berube's out of answers, guys. It looked to me like they had way more urgency in their game, more passion in their game. That's the difference. How do you explain that given where you are in the standings? Ask the guys, not me. What do you mean ask? Berube doesn't have answers. He's literally just like, these guys suck. Do you think he's lost the room? Absolutely he's lost the room. He lost the room 2 months ago. It was obvious he lost the room. We were talking at the start of November that he should have been fired. And then they won a couple of games and that quieted down for a little bit. And now we're back to the Leafs suck. That's shocking, man. Berube doesn't even care anymore. Even he's done. He's checked out. He's not even trying to come up with answers. He's like, no, I don't care. Ask those guys. It's not my fault. Like, he's basically and you know what? Berube he's fully just deflecting the blame at this point. He's like, why are you blaming me? The players are the ones that are doing this. This is a horrible cycle to be in. This is a horrible spot to be in for the Leafs. The coach is blaming the players. The players are checked out and they don't care because they don't believe in the coach. Management won't do anything. Keith Pelly loves the coach, so that's a problem that we're going to have to talk about at some point. Berube should not be the coach by Christmas. So that's where we're going to end it. I think there's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. What else is there to say? The Leafs have no juice right now. They have no life. So we'll see if it gets better Saturday against a bad Nashville team. And if it doesn't, Berube should not survive the weekend at this rate. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and chatting with me. I know it was a shorter episode, but again, there's not much to talk about other than change is needed. Maybe Tree should be fired so a new coach is hired. Well, it's Keith Pelly above him. That's the problem. It's Tree Living's boss that likes Berube. So we'll see. But I'll be back on Saturday after that game against the Preds. Hopefully the Leafs show any sign of life. And until then, my friends, take care. Cheers.